Let's combat and fight back with maltracks. The war of the minds, they want control of the masses. And Common Core, they dumb us down in the classes. Without knowledge, we can't gain access. Build with the elders, take notes and write classes. We keep whining on the block, how it's gonna stop? Let's start supporting our own, make their supply drop. We buy stocks, then we buy blocks. Cause we know the truth and we tuned in to Dr. Maat.
A BB Fahode, a BB to me. Peace to all of my thinkers, my truth speakers, and my truth seekers. Welcome to another Truth to Power Talk with your sister, Dr. Maat. Thank you for joining another powerful discussion. And tonight I have with me not one, not two, not three, but four powerful guests. I see that we have Baba Imhotep is in the building. My brother Freddiesavagejr and brother Mike Surgeon, they're all in the building. We had one more. I see Baba Obawajumi. He's trying to get back on. It seems like he's having some difficulties connected. But family, tonight we're talking about race first. We have some upcoming rallies, race first rallies happening all across America. Well, 6 cities, but you know, Dr. Maat is going to over exaggerate. All across America, we're having race first rallies. And so family, tonight we're going to be talking about the importance of operating us, Black people, African people, operating with a race first mentality. So family, take a moment out to share this show. Family, you know how the YouTube algorithm works. The more you engage with it, the more it shows up in folks' feed. So family, take a moment out, share the show. Also, family, if you're watching from any other place, if you're watching on Facebook or watching somewhere else, head on over to YouTube, type in Dr. Oyama. Click the notification bell so that as soon as I go live, you will be notified. Also, family, if you missed any of my Truth to Power talks, be sure to click on the Truth to Power Talk playlist to check out some of my previous discussions. I've had on the greats, Dr. Malefe Asante, Dr. Wade Nobles, Dr. Sandy Darity, Dr. Julianne. I've had on Baba Imhotep. I've had on Baba Mwalimu Barudi, Mama Ya Barudi. I've had on all the greats, family. So be sure to check out those discussions. Also, family, join me back here each and every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Read Book Club. All right, family. So I see a lot of you are in the building. I want to acknowledge my family in the building. Peace to you, brother New World Black Order, brother George Montgomery. He said Black first. I see the Asafo in the building, the Melanated Cafe. I see you, brother Jeremy, brother Sakim Rise in the building. I see EY Pelly Movements in the building. Brother Mathis is in the building. So peace to everyone in the building tonight. And I see my beloved sister, A Beautiful Mind. She is in the building tonight. So family, we're getting ready to get started. So let me unmute my brothers' mics and let each of them introduce themselves to the listening audience, starting with you, Baba Imhotep, first.
Yes, as always, Dr. Maat, it's a pleasure to be on your platform, and I appreciate the work that you do. And I got to always extend honors to you for making this platform possible. And so I'm Baba Imhotep, the founder of PLM, and you know, I pretty much started last year with pushing this idea of race first in the form that it's being pushed. Because I want to clarify that, because you know, we got some people out there that looks for opportunities to just try to tear you apart. So I got to be very clear in my speech. So no, I'm not I didn't originate the term race first. You know, I came across the term through Marcus Garvey and from reading Tony Martin's book, Race First. Now, however, what I am doing with the term and how I envision and conceptualize the term is of my own mind, of my own genes, and something that's coming to me from the ancestors. So I started pushing race first this particular way, in this form, last year, and where we are today. So I'm gonna end there, so to give room for my other brothers to speak, but we're gonna get into some serious discussion tonight.
Absolutely. Pleasure and honor. Always honor, Baba Imhotep, to have you on the platform. I appreciate the work that you're doing in the community of Baltimore. I mean, you know, we on YouTube. We use YouTube as a medium, you know, to get information out, but we're not YouTubers. I don't consider you a YouTuber. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. We're in the community putting in that work. And Baba Imhotep, I just appreciate who you are, brother, and what you've been doing, you know, for the family, for your family, for the community, and for our people. So thank you so much. I'm gonna pass the mic to brother Freddiesavagejr. Brother Freddiesavagejr, you have the floor, my brother.
Peace, Dr. Maat. It's just an honor to be on your platform tonight. And and peace to all the brothers, you know, that's here, and the ones that, you know, couldn't be here but wanted to be here. We just gonna I'm Freddiesavagejr Jr. I'm out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And I just, you know, jumped on board with Baba Imhotep about you know, I guess about a month and a half ago, 2 months or so maybe. Brother presented the race first, and that's like it was like I guess you could say kind of like it was like a platform to just show and demonstrate Black excellence, you know, because it's like when we say race first, people have a problem with it. But when people are already demonstrating it and we acknowledge it and we see it, we are automatically know that we should be on top of our own game, you know, on top of our own race. So we just pushing this race first agenda right here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And we're going, me and brother Obafemi, he probably be tuning in here shortly. I think something's going on with his mic, his phone or something. But yeah, I'm Freddiesavagejr. I just I'm glad to be here, and I'm just ready to see what happens and push forward. Right now, it's just boots on the ground. You know, all the talk is over with.
That's right. That's right. Boots on the ground. Thank you so much, brother Freddiesavagejr. I'm gonna pass the mic to brother Obawajumi. Peace to you, Baba. How are you, Oba? Oh, his mic is muted. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. There you go.
Oh, I got you. I'm well, Dr. Maat. Thank you for having us on this platform this evening. Been a fan of yours from afar. Appreciate your work. Appreciate your contribution to the community. It's a pleasure being here. I think this has been a year in the making for me. Kind of like working together with Baba Imhotep. Last year, I spoke at the inaugural Race First Rally in Tubman City, Baltimore. And at the time last year, we had so many things going on. We had 100 Years in the Whirlwind. We had the RBG Conference. We had African Independence Day. We had the inaugural Race First Rally. You know, we all created a coalition to work together in the name of African unity, honoring Black August last year. And so for me, it was just a matter of saying, hey, you know, we shouldn't just work together just because it's Black August, just because we all have events going on at the same time, but that we should work together collectively on a continuous basis. It's time for us to connect the dots wherever we're at. I'm located here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born and raised here. And, you know, Baltimore is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Philly. So why can't we work together? Why can't we do something collectively that's going to help benefit all African people? So it's about that time. So when the call went out this year for the expansion of the Race First Rally, I was one of the first people to say, yeah. You know, when I was approached by the co-chair here in Philadelphia, Professor Carlton Jones, to do a Race First Rally here in Philadelphia, I said, yeah, of course, why not? Philadelphia is going through so much right now with a lot of killings and murders that are happening in Philadelphia. It's happening all across the country, but Philadelphia, it's just way out of pocket. So I'm just happy to be here tonight, and thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to speak about the Race First Rally for 2021.
Well, brother, I appreciate you taking time out of your, you know, your schedule to be with me in the listening audience tonight. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to acknowledge brother Omawali Africa. He's in the building. I want to acknowledge my mother. She joined. Mama, how you doing? I see you in the building, Ma. We talking about race first tonight. So I see my mother's in the building, my queen. I wanted to acknowledge her. I see brother D. Centavo is in the building. So family, thank you so much. Take a moment out again, please, family. Share this show. Let's get the views up. Tonight, these kings, these brothers, these babas, they're going to be dropping a lot of powerful knowledge about the upcoming Race First rallies that are happening on August the 28th. August the 28th in 6 cities. Baba Imhotep, could you tell me the 6 cities? I know one is Tubman City, Baltimore City. What are the other 5 cities?
Philly. We have Philly, Columbus, Ohio. We have Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Gulfport, Mississippi, and LA just got on.
Wow. So it's going to be 7 cities.
It's 6.
Oh, 6 altogether. Okay.
Yeah, 6 altogether.
6 altogether. So Baba Imhotep, this has never been done before. And I'm not saying Marcus Garvey. We know what Garvey and them did. But I'm talking about since then, have we had race first rallies across cities like this before? I think this is unprecedented.
I believe it is. I believe it's unprecedented as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, family. So on August the 28th, we're going to make history, family. We're going to make history in these cities. So family, make sure that you get with Baba Imhotep, that you get with Obawajumi, that you get with brother Freddiesavagejr. I know Obafemi, he was trying to join. He's going in and out, and I think is another coordinator. But family, underneath this video, what I'm going to do is once this video uploads to YouTube, what I'm going to do is put a link to all of these coordinators. So if you're in these different cities, you can reach out to these coordinators to contact with them. Okay.
Dr. Maat.
Yes, sir.
Before we get too far, there's a question that popped up. It says, why were these cities picked?
Yes, yeah, let's deal with it. I see Sister Janet. Sister Janet said, why were these cities picked? Let's deal with it.
So to answer your question, my sister, no, I did not pick the cities. You know, the Race First Rally originated in Baltimore, Maryland, with me here in Baltimore, and it started in the year 2020. So when this year came around, what I did is I put a call out, and I keep putting the call out every time I go live, and I say let's do these Race First rallies in any city. So these cities right here, these men are the men who stepped up to the plate and say, hey, we are willing to take the charge in our city to do a rally. So that's what we got with these cities right here. The objective is to put it everywhere. So if a person has interest in organizing a Race First rally, they can reach out to me. We can go through the particulars and the specifics, and we can see how we can make that happen in your city. But I don't pick the cities. All I do is put the call out there and let the people respond to the call.
Okay, thank you so much, Baba Imhotep, for answering that. I see we have Knowledge Born Allah in the building. Peace to you, brother Knowledge Born Allah. I see you, New Black World Order. I see you, family. But thank you so much, Baba, for answering that. Because like you said, you put out the call, and these are the people who responded to the call and said, hey, I'll work with you to organize a Race First rally in my city. So, Sister Janet, if you're interested in bringing this rally to your city, please, like I said, I'm going to put all of the links, the contact information to the coordinators under this video. So please, reach out to them and coordinate, a Race First rally there. Baba Imhotep, would it be too late for someone? I know it's July the 16th, but if someone wanted to contact you at this point, is it too late, or do you think that they can make it happen? Mm-hmm.
It will really determine on their organizational capacity. If they are a veteran organization that has organizational skills, then they can make it happen. But if it's new, and I would go through it with them, if it's a new person, then I would suggest that they don't go forward with it. But if they can link up with a city that's close to them to help in that capacity, I would do that. Case in point, a sister from Cleveland reached out because Cleveland wanted to do one as well. So Cleveland reached out to me. It made better sense for Cleveland to assist Columbus, Ohio. So that's what the Cleveland going to do. That this year they're going to assist Columbus, Ohio, and maybe next year it'll be Cleveland and Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful. And brother Melanated Cafe, he said it's Black August, family. And if you don't know, family, we call Black August because so much transpired in August. I mean, I have like a whole list, and see, brother Baba Imhotep, he's better at knowing the history off the top. Dr. Maat, I had to go to my notes and my PowerPoint slides, but so much happened in August. I mean, you had the we got our red, black, and green flag in August. I believe that Marcus Garvey, wasn't he born in August? You had the kickoff of the Haitian Revolution on August the 22nd, 17, what was it, Baba? 1791, the Haitian Revolution. But they had the meeting on August the 14th, but they kicked it off on August 22nd. But what else happened in August, Baba? Because a lot of
the August, so Black August, it's ours, no doubt. That's us, it's all day long. But Black August, it really originated with the prison movement. So it really stems from Jonathan and George Jackson. Wow. And then the protests that the brothers did, and in the different prisons in honor of those two brothers. And then it just expands out. And when you start looking at August, you realize that it's a significant month for African people in general. So it encompasses all that. You had the Nat Turner Rebellion took place, you know what I'm saying, in August. You know, all those things happen, I'm saying, in August. So August is very instrumental for us as a people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so it was, you know, I see Melanie Cafe. He said, this is all happening in, you know, in Black August. Peace to you, Sister Nia Muhammad. I see you, Queen, in the building. Bobby Imhotep, I get so excited when I see our queens in the building, because they say when you teach a man, you teach an individual, but when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. So I love when my sisters are in the building getting this good information. So brothers, this is what I want to start with first by asking each and every one of you, what does it mean to be race first to you? When you think of race first, what does that mean? And I'll let whoever decides to go first. But what does that mean? What does it mean to be race first? What does that look like to you? Who wants to go first? Look, brother Freddie, he said, no, you go ahead. Look, brother
I'll
Freddie.
take that on. I'll take that on.
All righty.
Race first is when you identify, associate, give your allegiance to your race, your culture, your heritage, your lineage, everything that makes you unique, mentally, physically, spiritually, culturally. You put it first, okay? For too long as African people, and pretty much it's, you know, not our fault. We've always identified with, fallen in love with, and wanting to emulate and be like other people and adopt their culture. You know, it's like a long time ago, Baba Khalid Muhammad said, if we sent the African over there to China, you know, to learn and to study, you don't expect for him to come back speaking, dressing, talking, and acting like he's Chinese. We expect him to come back learning and understanding their culture, having a respect for their culture, but we expect that individual to come back and report to us things that he learned and studied as an African. It is when you put you first, and no other culture in front of that. You know, you are primary. It's your wife, your children, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your community, your neighborhood, where you're from first, and supporting the businesses and supporting the institutions that keep your community and neighborhood going. That's race first. Spending your money amongst your people, race first. You know, creating programs and activities in the community for men, women, and children, that's going to better the conditions of your community. That's race first. So you know, that's, you know, how I see race first as being, and it's so essential. And these are the things that Tony Martin talked about in his book, and these are the things that the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey advocated, and we are the extension of those teachings and of that work, and what we were striving to do in our respective cities and across the country as well. It's all over the world.
I appreciate that. Obawajumi. I appreciate that. So who wants to go next on what race first, what it means to be race first? I see brother Obafemi. Brother, you finally got it together. I was waiting on you to get in here, brother. So thank you so much for, you know, for joining. And brother, could you introduce yourself to the family and talk about what race first means to you?
Okay, thank you. I'm finally in here. Thank you, Dr. Maat, for this platform. Thank Bobby Imhotep for spearheading this thing. I'm Brother Obafemikinsiedilele. I am from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And what race first means to me, race first is is probably one of the most natural things that we could do. All species of living organisms are pushing for their survival first, their collective survival, and to be able to thrive and live in the ecosystem or environment. And we're no different. We should be no different. So I know that something has happened to our minds, to make us not think that this is what we should be doing. So race first is to ensure that our survival as a people are and continue for generations after generation. So that work means we're talking about developing a level of consciousness, an awareness of who we are, a collective identity, and also the way and how in which we move, how we organize ourselves to get the best out of who and what we are as a people. That's putting our race first. So that happens in all areas of people activity, as Dr. Welsing said. So that's my take on it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, brother Obafemi, for that. Brother Freddiesavagejr or brother Mike Surgeon, who wants to go next? Brother Mike Surgeon?
Yeah, I think can y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. My take on it, that's, you got Mike up there. It's Freddie.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Exit solo.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. I see you.
Okay. I'm Freddiesavagejr Jr. I'm here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. My take on race first is just, it's pretty much, to me, it just come across my mind as self-explanatory. Like, we got to start being first in what we're doing, like putting ourselves first, building with each other first before we go outside. Start supporting each other first. All the first, everything that's been pretty much against what we're trying to do is because we are not putting each other first. Like, we are not putting the race first. We are not engaging with each other first. We always think that the grass is greener or the business is better, which we do have an obligation to have everything that we own and that we are part of to be upscaled, to be held up on a platform, because from what I understand, the reason race first is so important is because we don't have that trust. And not having that trust, we can't be attentive to each other. We can't maintain each other. So race first is just, it is what it is. It's really what we've been seeing other races, other people do, like going to their businesses, eating their food, eating whatever you think that's popular on the menu. It has nothing to do with yourself, but you just, you want to be, you want to be intertwined, or you want to be a part of the massive, you want to be the topic, so we haven't been race first, and that's just, it's plain as it is, because we already know that the dollar doesn't circulate in our communities, and it's just plain to see that everybody else is eating, but we don't even have a seat at the table. So right now, everyone should be on the same page as, we don't want a seat. Matter of fact, we're going to build our own table. We're going to build our own house. We're going to make our own home. Where's the little Africas? Where are the little, where are we represented at? We can go to the barrels. We can go different places and find little this, little that. It's a symbolization, it's people that's symbolizing to be one, and you can't go into those communities thinking that you're finna be, at the top of the charts. You got to come in, you got to first be invited in, that's how we got to be. If you're not invited in, or somebody doesn't know anything about your presence, it must be dealt with. And right now it's just boots on the ground. Like, all motors are rolling. Like, we're not stopping. Like, right now, like, race first is at the top of the charts right now. It's time out for all the play. It's time out for really the talk, but sometimes, it just, our people are so hard to reach. It's just, we have been, I guess, weakened to a certain point that we just in the submissive mode, like submissive type of mood or something like. So it's just, we so hard on each other. When we say race first, even our own people have a problem with it. And, you know, that's just, I mean, but we're about to see, you know, I'm glad to be on this platform to be able to express, you know, that race first is very, very important. That it's like, without race first, we're looking at genocide. That's my take.
Bottom line, brother Mike, what does race first mean to you, brother? And please introduce yourself to the listening audience.
To be here with you all. My name is Mike Surgeon. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I'm a lifelong community organizer, small business owner, and community activist, African-centered community activist. Race first to me is about, from a public policy standpoint, it's about the opportunity and the ability to self-define, self-determination. And we all over the United States, we're in need of the ability to do our own organizing from a grassroots standpoint and our own agenda setting. We need to be in a position to say what is important and then to put the resources behind those initiatives and move our own agenda on the local level, on the regional or statewide level, and nationally. And when Baba Imhotep made the call and spoke to the community and let them know what the ancestors had instructed him to do, as far as resurrecting this motto and this agenda of race first from Marcus Garvey and Brother Tony Martin's work, his book, I was on board right away, because when the truth is spoken, if you strive to live a life based on ma'at and based on truth, it's not an unfamiliar sound or an unfamiliar voice. And so I know that when you take on something this big and this monumental, there are a lot of challenges, and the enemy is always looking for an opportunity to single certain ones of us out. And for my small part, or our small part here in Ohio and here in Columbus, Ohio in particular, we wanted to lend a little bit of support and a little bit of strength to what Baba Imhotep and PLM is already doing very strong in Baltimore, and just let the powers that be know that they're not alone, that they have a lot of brothers and sisters here who definitely understand the time and what must be done. And we're in absolute solidarity with PLM and Baba Imhotep and the other brothers and sisters around the United States who are doing this work. So race first is about action. Race first is way beyond theory. Race first is way beyond rhetoric and just talking. Race first is about putting your word behind your rhetoric, putting your money where your mouth is, putting boots on the ground and talking to people, having conversations with Black business owners and brothers and sisters in everyday conversations and everyday situations, and letting them know why it's important for us to come together on our own, outside of unfortunate events, outside of tragedies that are visited upon our communities, for us to pick the time and the place to come together in a spirit of love, in a spirit of unity, and do our own agenda setting. You guys are going to hear me say that probably a lot. You might get tired of it, but it's very important, because if we don't set the agenda, someone else is going to be setting the agenda for us, and then we're always going to be trying to play catch up. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I apologize again for the technical issues early on, but I look forward to the conversation.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Last but not least, Baba Imhotep. Yes, what does it mean to be race first to you? What does it mean?
So the first thing I would like to do is extend my gratitude for the men that are here, who have stood up, to just, to chart a new path, to do something different, to give it a shot, in a very concrete way. So I like to, extend the honors to them, because when you bond, and it's very intimate and it's very important. So for race first, now I can get into a lot of things how I see it, but what I like to do is follow the lead of our ancestors, and our ancestors were very precise So what I did is I developed conceptually, through a lot of studying and thinking, I came up with what I believe to be a working definition. So that's what I'm going to give now, the working definition, that pretty much it encapsulates everything that has already been said. But this is a working definition that I think that anyone that's listening can take and utilize, and it works well. So what I say is this: race versus thought and behavior. Thought and behavior that places the social, political, and economic interests, spiritual well-being, and overall material survival of the Black race first. So if we understand that encapsulates any and everything that pertains to Black people directly or indirectly. If it pertains to us directly or indirectly, we got to place ourselves at the center and at the front of that. So let me be more specific. So in terms of, we talking about defund, people say defund the police, people say police brutality. We talking about, well, white people are racist. We say, well, white privilege. We saying all these things, right? But when you say these things, we make ourselves a victim, right? So race first is not victim speech. See, race first is not victim speech. Race first is declaration. So when I say race first, I'm letting you know that if you put your hand on my brother or my sister, you're going to lose your hand, right? It's declaration. It's not victimization. So we're not pleading when we say race first. We let you know where we at. We're telling you that we are going to do what we must do to preserve our existence as a people. That's what we're saying. So race first encompasses self-determination. It encompasses self-actualization. It encompasses self-determination, like Brother Mike just got finished talking about. It encompasses all of those things. And we have to understand that it got to be our thought and our behavior. Because oftentimes what happens is that these concepts are developed, but these concepts become something that we just throw around. So that's the reason why I say it got to be thought and behavior. So define a person race-first mentality by their actions, not by what they say. Watch what they do, and you can determine if they race-first or not by what they do, right? Another thing is this. We cannot be afraid to speak our truth in the presence of anybody. We can't be afraid to speak our truth in the presence of anybody. So race first says this, right? It says that your truth is the dominant truth no matter where you find yourself at. I'll say it again. Race first says, it says that your truth is the dominant truth no matter where you find yourself at. The most profound truth for Black people is the truths that derives from Black people. Simple as that. And we take that to our grave. And I'm in right there.
That was powerful, brothers. That was powerful. So it's, and I hear it, you know, there are a lot of consistent themes. Like when someone sits back, and I know people will be watching this in the archives, you sit back, and I'll probably be rewatching it after we air it. But there's some consistencies that I'm hearing. You know, you're saying that race first is putting your interests first. You know, putting your needs first. Someone called it self-preservation. Someone said it's kujichagulia, you know, self-determination. You know, Brother Mike Surgeon said it's agenda setting. So setting your own agenda. I love that. Agenda setting. You know, Baba Imhotep said it's putting your social, political, economical, I believe he said social, political, economical, and I don't even know if you added cultural, but cultural needs first. You know, so all of you brothers, I mean, you're saying the same thing, and it's just really beautiful hearing you brothers talk about it. But I want to ask you this, brothers. What do you say to people who say race first? I mean, what do you mean race first? You know, the civil rights movement is over. We live in a post-racial society. Barack Obama was elected the president. They call him the first Black president. So, and they're saying, you know, what do you mean race first? Because there are some brothers and sisters who think, you know, what are you talking about here? You know, they would consider us, as I've had different debates with folks, they would consider us extremists. And they would say, well, wait a minute, we're in a, you know, a post-racial society. We're now in a colorblind society. So what do you have to say to those people who would say that, no, I don't believe in no race first. It's just a human race. Race is a social construct. You hear this now. Say race is a social construct. There's only one race. It's the human race. What are you talking about? So what would you brothers say to people who may be watching and they have that sort of thought pattern?
If we were in a post-racial society, then why is it in 2021 we're still screaming Black Lives Matter? Okay. My thing is that when you say Black Lives Matters, and this is a conversation I had with Baba Imhotep, Baba Imhotep has even made mention of this. It comes from a victim type of standpoint. We all know on this telecast that Black Lives Matter. Every time we step out our door, we know that our lives matter. Every time we come home, you know what I mean, and we, say a prayer, you know what I'm saying? We know that our lives matter. We know that the lives of our wives and children, our mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters matter. But Black Lives Matters comes from a victim standpoint. Like Baba Imhotep said, when you say race first, that is a declaration that we don't need from anyone else. We are declaring that our race, that everything that we do, we put our race at the forefront of it, and that we must begin to reintroduce that back into the lexicon and into the language of our people. This concept, this idea that race first. So when people talk this post-racial society that we're one people, we're supposed to love one another and get along with one another, like I said, that's easy for them to say when they're sitting at the table, when they're amongst other peoples of the world talking about their interests, talking about protecting their interests and doing what is best for their people. Every other ethnic group, every other race, they circle the wagons. They ante up together. We're the only ones that try to identify with everybody other than ourselves and look at the importance of us circling the wagons amongst ourselves. So, as I said, if we live in a post-racial society, if everything is equal now, if racism no longer exists, if we all can get along with one another economically, politically, and socially, then why is it that our people in 2021 are still screaming this mantra of Black Lives Matter? The new mantra and the mantra that we want to reintroduce to our community is race first, period.
Ashe. Ashe. Did any other brother want to speak to that? Did anyone want to speak to that?
Let me have a part of that. The reason why is just, to me, is just so vital is just, if we look at it today, if it's not race first, then what? Because we already involved in everything else. We're not putting ourselves first, and then that's the problem. Like, we go and get a lot of degrees, we go and get a lot of these things, and then we find ourselves not even having a career or even a job in those fields. But you don't see other races of people like that looking for jobs, looking for, a platform, looking for different things that we always like. We always looking. That's the thing. Like, we always being the lookers. It's time to start doing. It's time to put ourselves first and become the people we are. Like, we in all fields, we are at the top. We are at the top of our educational fields. We're at the top of our professions, but we are the ones that are out of the races. Like, we are not even a part of the race, period. Like, we are on the bottom of the boots, because we're being stampeded for so long. Like, we got to get back to the forefront. We gotta, and it's not gonna be asking and begging and pleading. It's gonna be moving forward with full steam. Like, we're gonna have to be serious about race first, because when people come, come and say, well, what do you mean about race first? And they try to throw that kind of game card. If they understand where we at and who they're looking at in the mirror, then they'll understand that you're not wearing your clothes, you're not eating your foods, you don't have a culture about yourself. So you're involved in everyone else's business but your own. So if you don't understand race first, then you're already dead to me. Because everyone is pushing the agenda to put us, I guess, in the ground. You know, I mean, it's just like everywhere you turn, it's like we are at the forefront of the news as being the suspects. We always being victimized. We always being ran over. When you looked at the media, when you look into the broad perspective, it looks like no one is coming to save us. No one is helping us. So it's a must that we take the steering wheel, take the reins, and move forward with race first.
Can I add on something, Dr. Maat?
Please do, Bobby Imhotep.
This is what I would add to for all of us and the listening audience as well. I think part of the work that we have to do, and what I'm pushing with the Race First, is to get us to a place where we are totally comfortable with being who we are. What I mean is this: no one questions anybody. Why do you sleep? Why do you drink water? Why do you bathe? We understand all that stuff is natural, so we don't question it. So anytime we provide an answer when that question is asked, which race first, we're automatically subordinating what we say we are. I don't entertain it because it's natural. So you're not gonna ask me why I do what's natural, right? So we gotta take our power back. So when we attempt to give these answers to these people, right, we're giving the power back to them. We invalidated ourselves, our attempt to explain it to them. Race first is not for the people that's not race first. It's for race first people. Right? Simple as that. I'm not going to explain to you why I do what's natural to me.
Thank you so much for that, Bobby Imhotep. Thank you for that. You said it's natural, like brushing your teeth, washing your face, getting up, washing your body. So you're saying those people, because they do, Bobby Imhotep, I get it all the time. Then they call it reverse racism. I hear that. You know, when you think race, now it's reverse rate. They have all of these different labels for it, Baba. So, you know, but thank you. You saying don't even entertain those people when they come with that foolery, because then you said that's giving them power. So we have to take our power back. Ashe. And so, Bob, I want to move into the next question. What motivated you? So this is really like a two-part question. I want to ask you, what motivated you to establish a yearly Race First rally? And then I want each of the coordinators in the different cities to tell me, why did they decide to join on board? Why did they decide to get on board with that call? So Bobby Imhotep, you have the floor, Baba. What motivated you to say, hey, we need to establish a rally every year? And then we're going to get to the Race Awareness Week. We're going to talk about that later, but I want to just talk about the Race First rally that's happening every year. What motivated you to establish it, Baba?
So it came from being up late one night. I stay in study mode and I stay in communion with the ancestors. I like everything that I do, it's internally moved. I don't just do stuff, right? I'm always in conversation with the ancestors, and things come to me and then I execute. I think I'm a very humble guy when it comes to our ancestors. So last year during, COVID and all of that, I'm sitting back and watching and listening, and I see Black Lives Matter everywhere. And then I see a lot of people complaining about Black Lives Matter. We're over critiquing Black Lives Matter. But what I realized that Black Lives Matter was able to get out there like that, in spite of the fact that they had the finances. But one thing they did do is they made themselves visible everywhere, because it was a void for them to do that. So I'm thinking, I said, like, man, we got to do something that's going to really touch our people and move our people and bring our people together. So it came and said, race first, right? So then I started talking race first, and I say, rally the people, get them to do things that's not protest, but focus on being organized. How can we become more organized? We can organize around race first. Let's get organized. So it was that initial thought that compelled me to move to go forward with that first Race First rally. And then seeing how the people responded to the first rally and the reception of the first rally, and then the things that came out of that, the conversations, the people that I met, the questions, the other things that was happening, and then the consistent question, well, what next year gonna look like? And then I started thinking again, so when January of 2021 came in, I said, this is something we got to do every year. So around February, I started putting the call out. Letting people know like this is what we got to do. We got to do this everywhere. Get on board. Let's talk. Let's build it out. Let's move. Let's roll. It's in sync and it's right on time and it's in sync with the times. This is not a misstep right here. This is not misguided. If you can see vision, you know that this thing right here, the Race First Rally, is on time. And this is where we need to be at right now to pull a lot of things together to make some headway in all the unique lanes that each and every person already has. See, Race First doesn't require anybody to relinquish any organizational autonomy. It don't require none of that. You know what I'm saying? You still got your organizational autonomy. You still got what you're doing. But at the end of the day, everything that everybody already is doing is Race First anyway. We just didn't say Race First. So now we got a watchword. Now we got a word, a concept that we can organize around and pull it all together. So that's the reason why the Race First Rally is happening again this year, and it's going to happen every successive year after that, with the hopes of putting it all over the USA.
It's that beautiful, beautiful Baba Imhotep. Beautiful. So each of the coordinators, could you one by one, and you can, unmute your mic, if you want to, just speak. But why did you decide, when he put the call out, what made you say, I got to connect with this brother. I gotta organize this in my city. So any of you brothers could go. Whoever wants to unmute his mic and speak. Okay, I see you, brother. Mm-hmm.
Yo, so this is Brother Obafemi. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get on board, for one, I seen that the brother Imhotep's, Baba Imhotep's sincerity and compassion for pushing this movement, and just understanding, my geopolitical position. I'm in Pine Bluff, and in Arkansas, this is like the mecca for Black people. So I'm in a majority Black city already. So it already makes sense. Like Baba Imhotep just said, we've already been doing the work. We just haven't been saying race first necessarily, but to show that solidarity, and I'm bringing in people, from kind of different walks of life, but to understand what we trying to pin the tail on the donkey. We trying to meet at that common point. You understand what I'm saying? So, in all that we doing, in all of our endeavors, pushing our race first has to be our first and foremost agenda when we wake up in the morning till we go to bed. So that's where I'm coming from.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for, sharing your thoughts, with why you decided to get on board. Brother Mike Surgeon, I think you unmuted your mic, second.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Well, when Baba Imhotep made the call, I knew within my spirit that it was right, it was exact, and it was on time. And the only proper thing to do in the spirit of Ma'at, one of the 7 cardinal virtues of Ma'at is reciprocity. So when he made the call, he didn't need to just make that call into an empty void, and that call, returned to him void. It needed to come back to him based upon how it was sent to him through the ancestors. And so, I understand that, especially within this space of so-called community organizing, Black activism, many times brothers and sisters all over the United States have great ideas, and they never take root, and they never gain traction. And that is not the fault necessarily, or the responsibility of the brothers and sisters who are doing the work with the resources that they have. And all of our resources vary depending on where we are, right? So understanding all of those factors, I know that the best way to ultimately gain collective power is to understand that real power is shared power. And when we have a national problem that requires a national solution, that means that all of us are going to have to shoulder our respective shares of the load locally. And I'm here in the Midwest. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, which is the capital city of the state of Ohio. The State House is here. And this year, several other organizations and organizers from other major cities throughout the state of Ohio are going to be here in Columbus this year. And we're going to use this statewide to kind of pull together in the spirit of Harambe around the race first agenda and define our statewide race first agenda, and then take it back to our cities and then begin to grow more of these race first rallies as we move forward in the other cities. Because Ohio, one of the things about Ohio is we're one of the 10th most populous states for our people in the United States. But like a lot of other places, whether we're talking about the West Coast, the East Coast, the South, we're disorganized, and over a period of time, through I think the popular culture a lot, our people's focus has deteriorated, and we've been distracted. Right? We have the same challenges, but our focus is not the same as it was when we were really making progress, when our movements were strong. And so this is a renaissance period. I really feel like that we're moving into.
Yes,
we talk about the Waheme Masu, the repetition of the birth. This is that energy, you see. And so when Baba made that call, I recognized in my spirit exactly why he was making the call and that it was appropriate, and we had to lend our support. Also, real quick, if I might add, Columbus has been in the news more recently for a spate of police-involved shootings. In the majority of cases, all but one that I can think of, there was absolutely no weapon involved. And so, we've been kind of talked about in a certain type of way in the national media, in the Black national media, but some of the coverage has not been very accurate or complete. So again, this Race First rally here locally will give us the opportunity to correct the narrative locally, and then remind our brothers and sisters here that there are brothers and sisters in other places who share our same concerns and who are willing to, trade with us, engage with us, support our businesses. We support their businesses. That's how it starts. We can't necessarily count on everybody, like Baba said. That's not what's important. Even Bob Marley said it in the song Natural Mystic. Many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Some people are slow to get it. Some people will never get it. But that should not stop any of us from, when we hear the truth spoken, to respond to the truth in the spirit of reciprocity. And so, again, that's why we're on board and supporting this.
Ashe. Thank you so much for your response, brother Mike Sergian. Brother Obawajumi, do you want to go, or brother Freddie Savage? Who wants to speak first?
I'll defer to brother Freddie.
All righty, brother Freddie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bob. Well, my take on it is I'm here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, also, and we are like Brother Obafemi say, we are the Mecca of Arkansas, and we have I guess we built a culture here. It's like a fear state. Pine Bluff, if you look into it, it used to be a safe haven, really, for slaves. They used to come in and dock here, right, I think on from downtown Main Street, somewhere behind the courthouse or some things. But we trying to get back that energy. Like we know we once had a strong energy here, far as our culture and far as Black business and excellence. We just somehow, some way, a few strings got pulled some years ago, and a scare tactic was made, and people was made example downtown. So a lot of people left. So thousands of people left. They ran into hiding. So now we're back we probably about 25,000. This is about a town of about 50,000 people. We're probably about 35 to 40,000 strong, as being the Black Mecca. So we back up in numbers. So this is very divine because it's time to pull another surge to break that fear that was put in Pine Bluff at one time. So now we're just driving and pushing, and we know that well is gonna come out of it because me and brother Oba, me and brother OB, we've been talking about doing something for a few years now. Like we've been doing agriculture here in Pine Bluff, doing community gardens, taking lots and turn them into like food forests, you can say. So we have been putting our boots on the ground and getting a feel from the people. And the response has been pretty good. You know, we haven't really been pushed. I guess we really haven't been pushed against really too much, but it's just been, it may be in the air, but it's not really direct. But the thing about it here is we show up, we do what we need to do, we straight to the point. And the thing about it is we don't get the support of the people because the thing to say, I guess they say you too black, you too this, you too that, like you out here renegading, you know, you know, so here it's like they not really decided, like they kind of undecisive, like they want to ride the coattail of what's the norm, like they want to keep the same little trail going, you know. So we have just grown a really, I guess, a real strong anger towards our people not being what they need to be here. Like it's just we're not mad, or like we're just getting angry because we right here up front, like we are on the forefronts and we just need to lock arms. And that's what we're trying to bring forward with the Race First rally. Like we just want to join forces and lock arms with our people and show them that we want to show the strength of Pine Bluff to the rest of Arkansas. And then, I mean, with this platform, Race First, I mean, it could go, you know, this is going to be international. You know what I mean? This thing is going to get real big. So absolutely. I just want to, you know, so I just want to make sure that we are part of that as a people here in Pine Bluff, because if we could just see what a thing like this could do, I believe we could push over the hump and be as strong as ever.
Absolutely. And brother Freddiesavagejr, when I spoke to Baba Imhotep about his vision, I saw it. He'll tell you. I said, Baba, when I was on the telephone with him, I was getting all excited. Like you said, this is going to get huge. I saw it already. When all the brother was doing was telling me his thoughts. You know, Doc, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Woo, woo. And when I was on the telephone with him, brother Freddiesavagejr, I saw his vision. I saw this thing, like you said, I saw it spreading internationally, not just nationally, but I saw it spreading nationally, but also internationally. This is going to be huge. And I told him, I said, Baba, you onto something. He'll tell you. I said, Baba, you onto something big, something that's magnificent, something that's needed, something that's going to be transformative. I saw it when he talked to me about it. I saw it like that. Baba Obawajumi, you have the floor.
It's interesting that you say that, Dr. Maat, because I saw it too. I'm a very spiritual person. Most people know that I was born and raised in the Ifa tradition, or research tradition of the Yoruba people of Nigeria. I practice Ifa to this very day. And like Baba Imhotep, I'm a very spiritual person. And one of the reasons why I got involved, besides what I discussed earlier with you all in terms of what the work that we did together last year, was because when Baba Imhotep had said to me that this was something that the ancestors had put on his heart, that this was sanctioned by the ancestors, I knew that I had to be a part of it. I am very much into venerating my ancestors, or what we call in the Orisha tradition, Egungun. And that is a very significant part of what we do spiritually in our tradition and in many other traditional African spiritual cosmological systems. And when Baba Imhotep told me that, I knew that I was being moved by the Orisha, by the Egun, to work with him and to bring this thing into existence. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm back here in Philadelphia to do this type of work. So it's truly very powerful what we're doing here, and very significant. And I also bear witness to the African historical spiral cycle. And many people who study the African historical spiral cycle understand the various different stages that we as African people have gone through throughout the spiral cycle. And many of our people believe that in the time and place and the time and space that we're in here in America and all over the world, that we as African people are in the stage of Ishvet, which is the bottom stage of Ishvet. Now, many of us think that, some of us think that we are in the beginning points of Ishvet. Some of us think that we're in the middle of Ishvet, but I tend to think, and this is what, Orisha and Egun tell me, and this is what I believe, that I think we're coming out of Ishvet. I really do. I believe that with all my heart, that in my mind and my spirit, that we're coming out of Ishvet. And it is events like this, it is movements like this that further indicate that we are coming out of Ishvet, being a part of this Race First rally, this Race First movement, the establishment of the National Race First Awareness Week, which I know you're going to speak about in just a few moments. But I know that we're coming out of it. And I know that what we're doing, not only next week with the Race First Awareness Week, but throughout the month of August, with everything that we have going on, African Independence Day coming up on August the 7th, Race First rallies on the 28th, everything that's happening, even events like the RBG Music Festival. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of something. There's something in the air. And as Baba has always told all of us, this is the time. This is the time is now. The time wasn't, last week. It wasn't 3 months ago. The time is now. And we have to seize that opportunity. We got to seize the time, as they say. And so, I knew that I had to be a part of this. I knew that it was my calling to be a part of this. This is a part of what I was meant to do. This is what I was born to do. I come out of a family of activists, of African cultural nationalists, who were part of the African restoration movement here in North America, which started in the late 50s throughout the 60s. So I was born to be a warrior. I was born to do this work. And I am very, very proud to be with Baba Imhotep and the rest of these brothers, spearheading and forging a movement that can change and shape the very earth itself.
Ashe. And family, if you don't know what Oba is saying, Baba Oba is saying, when he says Isfet, he's talking about chaos. He said we're getting ready to come out of this chaos, family. All right, and that's what he meant by Isfet. And so I do want to move into the next week, the Race First Awareness Week. That's another thing Baba Imhotep, said. He said, I think I'm going to establish. I said, Baba, oh my gosh. I said, I see so much, coming out of this. And so next week, Baba, when you beginning on the
25th, July 25th.
July the 25th. So from the 25th to the 31st, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's Race First Awareness Week. Could you tell me the purpose of Race First Awareness Week and how we should be operating during that week?
Yes, that's an excellent question. So I'll say this: the key to win, when you're at war, you win with multiple components. But one of those components that's necessary is vision. Like there's no wars are fought with a lack of vision. Shaka Zulu had vision, and the people who was around him was able to recognize the vision and link into to amplify the vision. What the Europeans have done in the world we live in today is they have took it upon themselves to put their stamp, their brand, their stench on everything. And because of that, it impacts us in a very negative way. So if we want to come up out of its fact, and we got to black out America. What I mean by black out America, each and every day, every minute, every hour, every second has to be dedicated to who we are, to the celebration of us, the affirmation of us, the practice of us. So up late at one night, thinking about the Race First rally, the Race First movement, and how it's moving, and just thinking. And like I said, and I stand on it again. Like it's this week is sanctioned, it's ours, it's consistent with self-determination. It said a National Race First Awareness Week. Why? Because Race First has to be held up. It has to be commemorated. It has to be celebrated. It has to be affirmed consistently. So how do we do that? We do that by taking the week, sanctioning this week, stamping this week, and owning this week. And some of the things that we can do within this week, I'm only going to name some of the things that lends to it, is that first and foremost, we should be talking about Race First the entire week. We should have discussions about Race First with our wives, our husbands, our children, our grandchildren. Right? We should watch Black DVD, Black lectures, Black documentaries. We should make a concert effort to spend our money with Black. If we don't do it already, we should at least do it that week to get in the habit. We should find some Black institution, Black organization, and we should support them. We should make a donation to them. And we most definitely should donate to the Race First movement. Right? So these are just some of the things, but anything that you can think of that centralizes and centers Blackness is what you should be doing within that week. And why that week? The reason why is that week, because that week is adjacent to the month of August. The last week of July is adjacent to the month of August. So the National Race First Awareness Week takes us into Black August. So it made cosmological sense, it made logical sense, and it made practical sense. So when it came to me, it said it should be right there. Put it right beside Black August. And that's where it's at. So on this 25th, for those who are able and those who are in Baltimore, I will be at the Henry Highland Garnett Park, which is located at Drilled Avenue and Lafayette Avenue. And I'm going to do an inaugural opening of that week at 2:30 p.m. We're going to speak about Race First. We're going to let the red, black, and green balloons up. And we're going to have some little drums, nothing big, nothing extravagant, just to have an official inauguration of this week beginning in 2021.
I'm there, Baba. I'm there. And Brother Everett Winchester, when he and I, we were talking about the Race First Awareness Week, he reached out to me. He said, Doc, I need to know what my organization can do to assist Baba Imhotep with his Race First Awareness Week. So, Bob, is there anything you need them, the UNIA to do for you, involving the Race First Week? Mm-hmm.
Show up with some red, black, and green balloons.
Show up with some red, black, and green balloons on Sunday. Sunday at what time on the 25th?
2:30 p.m. on the 25th. Henry Highland Garnett Park.
I'll be there. I'll be there with some of my family members. We'll be there. This is historical, Baba Imhotep, what you're doing. And so to the coordinators and in the on the panel, do you all plan on also participating in the Race First Awareness Week? Are you pumping this up in your respective cities?
Indeed.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
We're sharing it.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I will be one in the number. So my last question, my closing question is this. What with the Race First rallies, with the establishment of annual Race First rallies and Race First Awareness Week, what is the end goal? What do you see happening? What is the end goal? What is the end objective? I kind of already know what you all are going to say, but I'm just going to throw it out there. But what is the end goal for each of you? You know, with the establishment, like I said, of the Race First Rallies, Race Awareness Week, what do you ultimately want to see manifest with these things in place?
One of the things that I definitely like to see, and I think one of the things that Baba Imhotep identified was the need for more direct coordination and solidarity between Black nationalists and African-centered organizations here in the United States. That is absolutely important because locally, wherever we are, especially when we talk about the major cities, except for a few exceptions, we don't have our own jurisdictions. We don't have our own municipalities, our own cities where we can begin to really focus on synergizing our resources economically and consolidating ourselves politically around our own school boards, our own city councils, where we can really do independent African-centered, public policy and agenda setting within our own jurisdictions, within our own municipalities. That's something that I would like to see change over time as a result of this Race First initiative on a national level, is that we begin to think much more practically on the local level, especially in the major cities, about appropriating space legally through the constitutions in our respective states and or commonwealths, and look at the law and say, how can we carve out sections of these major cities and annex them and control the economics and the politics, maybe not of the whole city, but of that space right there, and control it and make it Black, make it safe for the people. And then that can serve as a national model for other brothers and sisters in other places who want to do the same thing. We've already started that process back in 2018 here in Columbus, Ohio. It's not easy. It's not popular. It's dangerous, but it's sanctioned by the ancestors too. And some trouble is good trouble, and we with that kind of smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't take certain logical, practical, rational risks on behalf of our people and on behalf of these young people, they literally are not going to have a future, and that's unacceptable. So this is our generational work, and this is what we must do. One thing else, real quick. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of the Self-Knowledge Academy. It's an African-centered organization, an African-centered think tank. We deal a lot with public policy, but again, out of respect for Baba Imhotep and the ancestors, I understand again that real power is shared, and as a leader, I needed to be a soldier and a reliable partner in what he was putting down. I'm just saying that to say that one of the only requirements that we have within the Self-Knowledge Academy is something that the ancestors gave us called, and this is a proprietary document, but it's called a DPI form. It stands for Declaration of Personal Integrity. Basically, all that adult brothers and sisters need to do is read, understand this, sign and date it. And basically what it's saying is, I'm not here to be a William O'Neill, for lack of a better term, for those of you who know who William O'Neill was, to be a provocateur, to be a snitch, so that we can vet brothers and sisters to a sufficient level. And then at that point, it's all hands on deck. There is no big I's, no little U's. It's all about the work, and it's all about creating space for these young people. That's what we must do. And that's why I'm passionate about this. We have a recycling initiative that we want to share with other communities, because we know through research that if we are capable, which we are through unity, of recapturing 5% of the national recycling and reuse figure, which is right around $240 billion with a B per year, according to EPA data, we could basically be generating roughly $11.8 billion every single year just by controlling our recycling and all contributing on a national level to recycling and composting. And then we monetize that and then fund buying land and supporting our own African-centered organizations and things like that. That's the type of thought work and thought leadership that I am humbled to do on behalf of our people. But again, we need everybody's support. I can't make this happen by myself. Columbus, Ohio, we can't make it happen. nationally for Black people, we have to do it together, and many hands make light work. And so that's what this Race First thing is all about, and that's why we're a part of it. We want to share our ideas with the nation, and we want brothers and sisters from other places to share their best ideas with us, and let's do it together. We're coming out of the cold. We're coming out of a fet. Yes, we are.
Ashe, brother Obafemi, what do you expect, or what do you want to see manifest with the establishment of the Race First rallies and Race First awareness? What do you hope to see, brother?
I think one of my major goals with this is just for our people to embrace who and what they are, for us to start loving ourselves again, for us to start appreciating ourselves more. And I know a lot of that goes along with consciousness, like, you know, understanding who and what you are. So us putting forth Race First as this is our daily bread. You know what I'm saying? If we put that first and foremost, and you know, we'll start to see some of the atrocities and the crime that we commit against each other will start to take a downward spiral as we start to love ourselves more. We appreciate who and what we are because we see the benefits in us supporting one another. My children got a job because they can go work at your store instead of they have to go outside the community to look for a job. Us being able to develop school systems. We're in the process of developing an independent African-centered school here in Pine Bluff. But I understand that we are dealing with a system, so we have to create systems of our own. And what we're doing is networking. So, you know, like the brother just said, many hands make light work. Like, I don't have all the thoughts in my head, but together collectively, we have the solution. We are the solution. So what we're doing, this platform is part of the solution. So I just expect this to continue to grow and develop, like we said, into an international phenomenon. This is going to be our way of life. So we're going to move past the slogan, past the movement. This is enculturated in who and what we are every day. So we don't have to holler Race First every day, because we know that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So that's where we got to go.
Beautiful, 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 brother. I felt that in my soul when you said that you just want this to become, you said, a way of life. That's powerful, brother. All right, but brother Obawajumi, do you want to speak, or brother Freddiesavagejr? Who wants to go?
Oh, yeah. I think I said it once before. I think it's up from here. Like this has got to be the time to take the initiative to raise the bar and take the charge. You know, it's time to build, support, be attentive to us, you know, and maintain us, because we are the ones at stake here. We are the chopping block, you know, so to speak. So we got to learn that Race First is like Brother Oba said, it's not going to be just a saying or a rally. This is going to be the way of life, because the declaration says so. You know, like, this is what we are doing. This is what we do. This is how we support each other. This is why. This is what you see, not just us saying something, but this is an everyday life. This is what we live in to do. And this is what I'm willing to die for. You know, that's just at the point, you know, that's where we at here. If you're not, I mean, you know, that's the thing. You got to have, we got to get this win. That's the thing. I'm just solely about getting this win, because I know this win is going to take us to a level there's no return. There's no return. You know, so that's my take on it. Like, I'm really sincere in my heart about what it means to say, hey, enough is enough. You know, let's go. And let's be done with trying, and let's do.
Ashe, brother Freddiesavagejr. All right, Baba Obawajumi. So what do you hope to see, Baba?
I'm gonna keep this very, very simple. As I said before, This is a movement that has been ordained and sanctioned by the ancestors, by the Egungun. And it's simple. If this is not leading to a Bibi Fohodie, a Bibi Tumi, Kujitiwala, okay, then we've lost. If this is not leading towards African sovereignty, where we can have a nation that we can call our own and do for ourselves and be self-determining and self-defining as African people, then we've lost. I'm just going to keep it very blunt and very, very short. If it's not leading towards the results of something better for ourselves, our children, our children's 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 children, then it's all for naught. But I don't believe that. I don't think that. I think that this is something that is spiritually guided and spiritually governed, and it's something that is moving us like chess pieces, but it's moving us in that direction towards a Bibi Fohodie, a Bibi Tumi, and Kujitiwala, and we will be victorious. I have no doubt about that.
I'm right there with you. I have no doubt about it. Ashe. Baba Imhotep, last but not least, close us out, Baba. What do you hope to see with the establishment of the Race First rallies and the Race First awareness?
I think that the key to life is to look at things to see the potential. So what I'm hoping manifests, we're witnessing it today. Because prior to the Race First rally, most of us wasn't even dealing with each other. But now we are. We're here on a platform. There's a communication. We're locking in. We know of one another. We're more familiar with one another. So this is the beginning stages of what it was going to move towards. And one of the things I say is this. See, Race First becomes a strategy because at the end of the day, it should be instinctual. But since it's not instinctual, we got to turn it and make the movement to bring us back to our true selves. But Race First becomes necessary for African sovereignty because the only way we're going to seek sovereignty is we come to learn the importance of who we are. And we don't, so we got to go back to some of the basics with our people to get us to better understand, like, let's place ourselves first. We got to do for us, look out for each other, work together, so on and so forth, so we can begin to move down that longer stretch to get to African sovereignty, right? So Race First becomes strategic in that regard. Why? Because what makes it hard for people to move together? Like, everybody can assess the problems with bringing us together. Like, everybody can say it's hard to organize Black people. We don't do this, we don't do that, we don't do this, we don't do that. So what I do is this. I look for why and solution. And I look for history to find that. So some of, not all, the issue with bringing us together is how we identify. So our national identity is not the same. We don't have a national identity. So we needed something to bring about a national identity, which can only come from national consciousness. So how could we raise the consciousness of us on a national level? What was the best strategic way? Through Race First. The reintroduction and the reconceptualization of Race First links to developing national consciousness, out of which we can breed national identity. Once we have a national identity, we can begin to move towards African sovereignty. But we're not going to go after African sovereignty if we don't have that level of an identity. So this is what this is all about. So this is what I would like to see happen. I already see it taking place, and I'm not even going to say I'm hopeful. I'm not even optimistic. It's been sanctioned by the ancestors, so it will be. Now, do I think it's going to be an easy push? No, it's not, right? It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a major challenge because for anything to come into existence, in order for it to sustain itself, in order to maintain itself, it has to meet struggle, resistance. When you think about things, think about the baby coming into the world, the grass coming out the earth, the tree coming out the earth, a fruit being bad. Everything struggles to be. So in order for this to take shape, true shape, we have to go through some serious trials and tribulations. But I said always, trials and tribulations are your preparation to execute your assignment in life. Simple as that. That's what what trials and tribulations are. Not for us to cringe, not for us to run, for us to assess them and understand why are we having this particular problem here. Those trials and tribulations prepare us to execute our assignment. And everybody who heard the call that resonated with their soul, it means that this is what you should be doing in this day and time. That's what it means. In this day and time, you should be doing this because you felt it, because this is in sync with the times. So since this is in sync with the times, and it resonated with you, so therefore it means that this is what you should be doing at this moment in time. So let's get organized.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. So someone in the chat, Baba, they asked, they said, family, when is the rally? So could you talk about, one of you brothers, talk about the rally, what time, the date, the time, and the cities?
Yes. So I start here in Baltimore. We just go around. Everybody can speak for themselves.
All
So
right.
the race first rally, August 28th in Tupman City, Baltimore, Maryland, 2 p.m. Lafayette Square Park. And that's Lafayette Avenue and Carrollton Avenue. That's Baltimore, Tupman City.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Saturday, August the 28th. We will meet at 1 o'clock at 52nd and Girard, and we will walk or process to 59th and Girard Avenue in Carroll Park. At 2 p.m., we will begin our Race First Rally activities there at Carroll Park. You can call 215-796-1987. Once again, that's 215-796-1987 for any and all information that you may need on the Race First Rally taking place Saturday, August the 28th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love, sisterly affection, and Black power.
Ashe. Brother Obafemi.
Peace. So the rally here, going down Pine Bluff, Arkansas. We're going to be at Townsend Park. That's 1000 Townsend Drive. We'll be meeting at, I think it's 1 p.m. here, and you know, the I'll say the festivities. You know, we got some things planned, some speakers, some vendors. We're working out. So yeah, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 1 p.m. and that's at Townsend Park. That's 1000 Townsend Drive. So.
Beautiful, beautiful. Brother Freddiesavagejr. Brother Freddie, you got to unmute your mic, King. Oh, I can't hear him. You gotta, brother.
So me and Freddie are organizing for Pine Bluff. So we,
Oh,
you know,
okay, so
the
saying,
rally.
okay, okay, same city. Okay, brother Mike Surgeon. Brother Mike Surgeon. Yeah, he's frozen on my end. Brother Mike, Baba Obawajumi, is he frozen on your end as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me.
It's
So does
signed with
because
Obafemi, 1000 Townsend Drive, right here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
not Obafemi, I'm talking about brother Mike Surgeon.
Okay, one second.
Does anyone have his information where he's organizing or?
Yeah.
I think he's coming back in. All right. There he is. Brother Mike Surgeon. Where's the rally taking place, brother? Brother Mike Surgeon, are you there? Can you hear me, brother?
He said Maloney Park, and that's in I think he's in Columbus, Ohio. Maloney Park. I think that's at 2 p.m.
Okay, Maloney Park in Columbus, Ohio. All right,
Yeah,
beautiful,
Maloney
beautiful.
Park.
Maloney Park in Columbus, Ohio at 2 p.m.
1701 Joyce Avenue.
Okay, at 2 p.m., brother.
If I can, Dr. Maya, I'd like to also say that Gulfport is also having their Race First rally on the 28th, and I think they're at 2 o'clock. I don't know exactly the location of where they're having theirs in Gulfport. Baba Imhotep, can you speak to that?
Hold on 1 second, because I was just looking at it so I can pull it up and get that information.
And also, too, shout out to my co-chair organizer for the Race First Rally, another organizer, brother Professor Carlton Jones here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He and I will be working together to bring the Race First Rally to the people on the 28th of August, right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So the Gulfport, Mississippi, August 28th, 1 p.m. Central Time, the 19th Street Community Center, 3919 19th Street, Gulfport, Mississippi.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Baba Imhotep, for that. Family, let me drop a bomb for my brothers. You know, I drop a little bomb for the guests that come on who are powerful. So thank you, brothers, so much for coming on. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with me and my listeners tonight. A lot of, you all are fathers, husbands, and so you got a lot going on. And so again, I just appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule to be with us tonight. You're doing amazing work in the community. And I really just thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is what boots on the ground looks like. I mean, it's great. Like I said, I tell people all the time, we use YouTube as a medium to disseminate the information. But the work doesn't stop on YouTube. You have to put feet on the ground, boots on the ground. And that's exactly what each and every one of you brothers are doing. And so, brothers, I salute you from the bottom of my heart. The family, they're putting red, black, and green hearts in the chat. People are saying they're going to be in the building. They said it was a powerful, phenomenal dialogue. They called it a war council. They said the war council has convened tonight. And so, again, brothers, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will be one in a number family on August the 28th. I'll be right there, supported my brother Imhotep Fadiu. And I'll be there actually also on August the 1st, Baba, because you're going to have the community picnic out there, the Race First Community Picnic in Drew Hill on August the 1st. So I'll see you on, oh my goodness, I'm going to be seeing you a lot. I'll see you on July the 25th, then on, August the 1st. And then I'll be seeing you again on August 28th. Family, come on.
Dr. Maya, can I also announce the fact that Baba Imhotep will be one of our keynote speakers at the 17th Annual African Independence Day Maya celebration on Saturday, August the 7th on Do the Knowledge Radio. You can go to www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Baba Imhotep will be one of our keynote speakers. This year's theme is Unified Die, and that goes right into the need to deal with things from a race first perspective.
Ashe. So Baba Imhotep, you all over the place. Right. The 25th, the 1st, and when is this again? Obawajumi, when is this, brother?
Saturday, August the 7th.
August the 7th. So then August the 7th, right after August the
1st. Virtual on Do the Knowledge Radio from 1 to 5 p.m.
From 1 to 5 p.m. And then, Baba, you back on the 28th. So you all over the place for Black August. So again, brothers, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with us tonight. Family, join me on Sunday. I'll be back live again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Read Book Club. We're discussing The Hidden Cost of Being African American by Thomas Shapiro. We'll be diving into chapter 2 this Sunday. So family, I'll be live again on Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And even if you don't have the book, family, tune in. You know, even if you don't have the book or you haven't read the book, still tune in. And also I got word, brothers, that Bismarcky transitioned tonight. People in the chat room were telling me that he transitioned. It was like a bunch of rumors going around for a minute that he transitioned, but now he actually did transition.
Wow.
And so my heart goes out to him. I was a fan of him. I grew up with and you say you just a friend. I used to order it when we had the jukebox in Baltimore. You could call in a number and pay, I think, like $1.99 to watch your favorite videos. And so they said that Bismarcky transitioned. So rest in peace, or rest in paradise to Bismarcky. He's one of our hip hop giants. And so my heart goes out to, his family and those who've been impacted by his transition. All right, family, we out of here. Peace and Black Power.
Let's combat and fight back with maltracks. The war of the minds, they want control of the masses. And Common Core, they dumb us down in the classes. Without knowledge, we can't gain access. Build with the elders, take notes and write classes. We keep whining on the block, how it's gonna stop? Let's start supporting our own, make their supply drop. We buy stocks, then we buy blocks. Cause we know the truth and we tuned in to Dr. Maat.